Hello YouTube family, and thank you so much for joining me on the mat. I am going to take you through an energizing yoga flow today. So if you're feeling a little deflated or a bit down in the dumps, then hopefully this class will really help to lift your spirits. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you have, welcome back. And also don't forget to check out my website, www.pilatesandyoga.com, for monthly membership of $8.99, no contract. I take live classes via Zoom on there. There's also a heap of exclusive pre-recorded content and so much more. So check that out. If not, grab your mats and let's go. So whenever you are ready, let's come to a seated posture. Legs opened out wide. If you'd like to sit on a pillow, a rolled up blanket, something to help lift the floor height, then that's absolutely fine. Maybe you'd like to do it leaning against a wall for the first part. All good, wherever you feel comfortable. Let's allow the hands to relax down onto the thighs, the knees. Allow the shoulders to fall down heavy away from the ears. Create some space through the spine. And then we softly close our eyes. Allow the mouth to open slightly so the jaw is relaxed, and take a moment to be still, giving ourselves permission to be here in this present moment, giving ourselves permission to look after you, reminding yourself how important you are, and that is essential to fill up your cup too, so you can serve others. Let's acknowledge the body. So maybe noticing any niggles, any aches or pains that you're carrying. Maybe sending some breath, some love down to that area, releasing, letting go of any hold that you have there, allowing the entire body to soften here. Bringing your awareness to your breath, the natural rise and fall of your breath. Taking a moment of gratitude for the simplicity of your breath. And let's take a 3-part yoga breath. So we breathe in through the nose, into the abdomen, into the rib cage, into the collarbone. Take a big breath. And then breathe out slowly through the nose as well. So we slow our breath down. We use all of that space in the lungs as we take a big breath in. And we release any negativity as we are breathing out. Coming into a humming breath if you feel happy to, which is on your exhale, we make a humming sound. So I'd breathe in, breathing out. So if you feel comfortable to, start to come into a humming breath, and maybe even placing your fingers just covering up the ears so that as you take that humming sound, you feel the vibrations. It really helps you have clarity in your mind. So let's take time here to either work on our 3-part breath, our humming breath with or without closing the ears. Allow your breath to return to natural. Allow the hands to relax down onto the thighs. Just reminding ourselves before we start to add physical movement that sometimes that we have to let go of how we thought our life was going to unfold, of how you thought that picture was going to be, and start to learn to love and live the life that you are actually journeying through. Fluttering the eyes open but keeping the eye gaze low, we start to slowly turn the head side to side. Softly here, bringing movement into the physical body. So looking over one shoulder and then the other, feeling a gorgeous movement through the neck. Then allowing the chin to fall onto the chest. And then taking the eye line up, opening the throat. So allowing the chin to fall down, lengthening through the back of the neck, and lifting the eye line up as we clear the throat. Pausing here in center. Inhale, shoulder shrug. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. And again, inhale, we lift the shoulders up. Exhale, releasing them off. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Seated cat and cow. Inhale, take the eye line up, arching through the lower back. Exhale, easing off, chin to chest, curving the spine. And again, so we inhale, open through the front body, create space. Exhale, curving off, round the back, chin comes down. Find a neutral posture when you're ready, extending the right leg out to the side, softening both hands down in front of you. Allow your body to melt here. So allow the chin to come down towards the chest, the elbows to bend, the shoulders relax. Keep turning that right knee up towards the ceiling. And then sweeping the left hand behind you, reaching the right arm back, maybe lifting the hips off the floor, pressing the hips forwards, peeling the right arm back, opening out the entire front body. Lowering the bottom back down, let's change sides, so bringing that right leg in, taking the left leg away from you now, hands settle down in front. Pausing here, allowing the body to soften, to let go of any tension, any hold that you're carrying. Maybe still feeling a bit tense around the hips, into the lower back. Sliding the right hand behind you, reaching the left arm back, maybe pressing the hips forwards, opening through the entire front body. Gently bringing yourself down, hands coming underneath the shoulders, bending your knees, finding your way onto an all fours posture when you're ready. Once you get here, inhale, softening the elbows, dipping down, finding your cow. Exhaling as you dip down, breathing out, pressing away from the ground, separating the shoulder blades into cat. Again, inhaling, finding a rhythm, moving your body and your breath together as one. Exhaling as you ease off, separate, curve the spine. Pausing here, find a neutral spine, tucking the toes under. We lift the knees off, make our way into downward facing dog. Easing the hips high, pressing the chest through the arms, allowing the heels to fall heavy. Let's take a little swivel, so we lift both heels, bend both knees, drop the heels over to the left, press your hips back, looking underneath the right arm. Coming up through center, twizzling, turning the legs, the heels towards the right, looking underneath the left arm and pressing your chest through. Finding your way back into downward facing dog, easing the heels a bit heavier towards the ground this time. And then lift the heels, ripple your spine, finding your way to a high plank. Pause here, let's build a little heat. Hands underneath shoulders, strong through the core. And then popping the knees onto the mat, lowering yourself down towards the ground. Sweep through with the chest, uncurl the toes, lifting up into a cobra. Soften those elbows, chest opens wide. Can you look over the left shoulder? Maybe go even deeper so you roll onto the right leg. My left leg is lifting ever so slightly. Coming back through center, we then gaze over the right shoulder, lifting the right leg slightly. The foot's still down, we're just rolling. Coming back through center, lead with the bottom, making your way into child's pose. Bottom to the heels, forehead to the ground. Creeping those fingertips forwards, taking a big breath here, allowing the body to settle, to fall, to sweep down towards the mat. Sliding the hands in towards you as you lift your chest. We then come into a camel sweep. Take your left arm behind you. Reach the right hand back. And then fold through center, melting through as we go the other way. Right hand behind you. Left arm comes back. Let's do this again. We're melting the body round, curving the back, releasing negativity. Inhale as you open, unravel, find a gorgeous chest opener. If you feel happy to, you could lift the hips as well, pressing the hips forwards as you open the chest back, but only lift the bottom if that feels right for you. Feel free to keep the hips down if that feels better. So I'm sweeping through center, allowing the body to curve, and then lifting all the way up. Let's make our way down once again, finding a child's pose with your hands toward your feet. Your shoulders fall down heavier towards the ground, and the forehead settles. Big, slow breath here, in through the nose, and out through the nose, sink deeper. Be aware already of the energy starting to move around your being. Taking your time, sliding those hands out, reaching the hands forwards, lifting the tailbone, tucking the toes under, taking the hips up, finding our downward facing dog. Take as many steps as you need, walking the feet in towards the hands, finding a standing forward fold. Inhale as you lengthen the back, create space. Exhale as you fold back over. Taking hold of the forearms, framing your head, keeping the knees bent, tailbone lifted, gently swaying from the hips, allowing the head to fall, the shoulders to relax, any tension, any negativity to melt out of the body here as you simply dangle, placing the hands back down onto the mat and stepping your feet back, lifting your tailbone, finding our downward facing dog. Bringing the right knee through towards the chest and stepping the right foot on the outside of your right hand. The left knee comes down onto the floor. We uncurl the left toes. So we're in a lizard variation here. The right knee is pointing out in the same direction as the right toes. Try not to let that knee collapse in. We leave the left hand on the ground if it doesn't comfortably reach the ground. Use a prop, a pillow, a block, anything to help lift the floor height. The right hand comes behind the head. Let's inhale, open the chest. Exhale as we bring the right elbow down towards the left arm. Let's do that again. Inhaling, lift up. Right elbow comes high. Exhaling as we fold down here. One last time. Inhaling as we lift that right elbow. Pull the chest open. And now reach the right arm up. Float the right hand. It goes on the inside of your right thigh. Press that right knee away from you. Get the chest away from the right leg. So we're really opening through the hip joint here as you're pushing away. We place the right hand back down onto the mat. Slide the right foot back slightly. You're going to bring the right knee through to the right wrist now. Bringing the right heel out, arriving in pigeon. Lengthen the left leg away from you. Pausing here, create space through the spine as both hips are pointing towards the top end of the mat. We're going to thread the needle whilst we're here. So reaching the right arm forwards, take the left arm underneath the right, pop your left ear onto the ground and reach that right hand as far forwards as you can. Keep pressing both hips through, breathing, sending love and light into that right hip joint, into that glute if it's feeling slightly tense, all around into the lower back. And then bending the right arm. Find your balance here as you push away, bringing the left hand down, both hands coming underneath shoulders, tucking your left toes under, lifting the left knee off the floor and finding your way back into that downward facing dog. If you want to have a fidget, a pedal, feel free to explore, find your way. When you are ready to move, the left knee comes through, but then the left foot steps on the outside of the left hand. The right knee goes down. We uncurl the right toes. So the left knee is pointing out in the direction of the left toes. Right hand is on the mat, pressing those hips forwards. That right hip's coming through. Left hand behind the head. Inhale, open out through the chest. Exhale, left elbow is coming towards right arm. Let's do that again. Inhale, opening up, peel the chest, feel the skin stretching across the front body. Exhaling as you come down. One more time. Inhaling, lift, open the arm, reach up. Exhale, float that hand down onto the inside of your left thigh. Push that left leg away from you, sending some space into that left hip joint, creating some space here, releasing any blockages. And then the left hand comes back down onto the floor. Slide the left leg back and then bring the left knee through to the left wrist. Sliding the right leg away from you, finding your pigeon here first, okay? So pressing the right hip forwards, breathing into it, using the breath to untie knots in the mind and the body here. Reaching the left hand to the top of the mat, sliding the right hand under, thread the needle. The right ear comes down onto the mat. As you take your eye line towards the right hand, reaching the left arm forwards, really winding ourselves up here, ready to unwind after. So taking a big, gorgeous breath, and then bending the left arm, pressing away, finding your balance, placing your right hand down, tucking the right toes under, lift the right knee, and let's come back into our gorgeous downward facing dog. Feel that space, that length as everything opens up here. And then take as many steps as you need to bring your feet towards your hands. Standing forward fold, allow yourself to simply be. And then keeping the chin on the chest, press away from those hands, bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Take an inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, sliding the hands down through prayer to heart center. We take a step to the top of the mat, picking up the left foot and stepping your left foot back, opening out through the hips, bending into the right knee, and then peel the arms open as we find warrior two. Right knee is bent, pulling up through the left thigh. Soften the shoulders. Turn the palm of the right hand up. We sweep up, find our peaceful warrior. Windmill those arms forwards, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. One more time, sweeping the arms back, lift out of the hips, reach up, gaze the eye line up, and then windmill forwards. Create space through the left side body, deeper into those legs. Let's windmill the arms up, peaceful warrior. This time, as you come forward, straighten the right leg, windmill yourself over to triangle. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling, right arm's coming down the ground, open out through the chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together here, and then bending into that right knee as you bring yourself back to warrior two. This time, we're going to bring the arms down through center. Left arm comes underneath the right, so the right arm goes on top. Turn your feet so your heels are in, the toes out. We're going to bend down into a goddess squat. Bend both elbows, coming into eagle arm variation. So your right elbow should be on top of your left elbow. Backs of the hands are together. We lift the hands up. Take the hands away from the face. Sink deep into your goddess squat. Feel some heat, some fire, some strength in those legs. And then straighten both arms and both legs as you unravel, turning the right foot in, bending into the left leg. Find your way into warrior two on the other side. Open out the hips, the chest. Left palm of the hand turns up. We sweep up, peaceful warrior. We then windmill over, extended side angle, pull up through that right thigh, create a gorgeous long line. Again, windmilling the arms back, a free flow here, no tension. Moving with the breath as you windmill forwards, pulling the arm back, opening out through the chest. This time we sweep all the way up. Then we're going to straighten the left leg, remember, windmill over, find triangle. Both legs are straight. Eye line is either coming forwards or eye line is coming up, entirely up to you. Maybe even eye line down if that feels better on your neck. Bending into the left leg, windmilling those arms back, finding warrior two. This time as we straighten the left leg, you're going to bring the right arm under, left arm on top. Heels turn in, toes turn out. We bend into both knees as we bend into the elbows at the same time. Lifting the hands up, hands away from face, going deeper into that goddess squat here. Pausing here, lifting the elbows. And then unraveling, reaching arms up, straightening both legs. Turn your toes to face forwards. Open the arms wide and hinge from the hips as we arrive in a wide leg forward fold. Let the head and shoulders drop here. Weight is in the toes, not in the heels. Think about lifting the tailbone high. Allow the body to dangle, or you could have your hands on a chair, a block, a pillow, anything like that. And then we'll slowly bend the knees, lift the chest slightly, walk your feet in towards one another, take as many steps as it needs. Shimmy yourself around so you've got the length of the mat behind you. Allow yourself to simply fold over, bending the knees slightly, bringing the ribs towards the thighs, let the head drop. And then slowly bend your knees, bringing yourself all the way down onto your bottom in your own time. Finding your way onto your bottom, making sure you've got space behind you. Reaching the arms forwards, rolling yourself all the way down onto your mat. When you get there, we're going to hug both knees in towards the chest. Bring the chin to the chest, draw the belly to the spine, come into a tiny ball. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some love. Be really proud for turning up today, for rolling out the mat, and for giving it a go. As we unravel, we're going to unravel straight into Shavasana. So I invite you to lengthen the legs out long, allow the arms to relax down by your sides, and allow your head to gently fall onto the ground. Feel free to have a fidget, to explore, to find a position that feels comfortable for you. And then I invite you to be still. And as you are here in stillness, acknowledge all of that energy that you have unleashed that is now moving around the body. Energy through the legs, openness through the hips, space through the lower back, through the tummy. Allowing the shoulders to fall as you've released any tension, any tightness, all that negativity. Things you are worrying about that you realize no longer matter. You let them fade. And then you allow your entire body to soften even more. Allowing the face to soften. The eyes to close a little heavier. The mouth to open slightly to allow the jaw to relax. And you are aware of the back of the head falling heavier into the ground. You give yourself permission to be calm, to enjoy relaxation, and reminding ourselves that the quieter we become, the more we can hear. Slowly, when you are ready, bringing your hands together and just rubbing the hands slightly, creating a little warmth here. Placing the hands over your eyes, capturing this feeling, this moment. And then slowly fluttering the eyes open and taking the hands away. We gently bend our knees and roll yourself onto your sides, slowly bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. Bringing the hands close together in heart center. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for joining me on the mat today. Namaste.